Okay, here's one of our next projects. This is a 78 KZ1000 LTD. We're going to call this Copper Mag KZ1000 LTD. We're getting ready to kind of decustom it a little bit. We put these shocks on it here. These are actually progressive shocks. These are pretty cool. So we've got progressive shocks on it. Got the chrome swing arm. Got the copper mags, the copper calipers. That's where it got its name, Copper Mag, from. So anyway, as we normally do on these bikes when we try to start them up, before we start them, we want to see what the deal is here. So it looks like someone's been in here not that long ago because it's got a kinetic gasket in it. I don't know if we're going to be able to reuse that or not. However, if you look right here, I'll put my finger in the oil here. The oil was nice. Real nice, actually. So we got some chrome on it stuff, but the clutch pusher was busted. As you can see right here, this is the piece that goes inside, and you got the other part right here. So we're going to kind of look into that and see what's happening. We've got the bearing and everything. We need to investigate this a little bit. We're going to find out what kind of clutch is in here and everything. If it has a racing clutch, we're going to put a stock one in it because that's kind of what we like. I'm not sure about this setup here. I don't know if that's busted or not. We're going to look into it. Anyway, we got the bearing. The bearing looks good, and obviously the oil is nice. So we're going to put a filter in it anyway, and we're going to pull the clutch apart just to make sure that when we go to put it in gear, it doesn't go somewhere where we don't want it to go. A little bit of dirt in here, so we're going to clean it up and stuff anyway, just for the heck of it. But it's got the dyna coils on it. We're going to get rid of all this stuff here, the oil cooler and all that stuff. But it's got the Taylor wires, and I believe it's got the dyna ignition on the bottom here, and got the chrome motor mounts and everything. We're going to dress it up a little bit more. We got the Vance & Hines header with a baffle. So if we come around to this side, now we put new Kenda tires on it. So it's already got Kenda RetroActive Tires on it, which is what we use on everything we have, basically. When we got it, it was leaking air, and we got tired of pushing it out of the building, so now we're getting to it, but we put these tires on it as soon as we got it. I'm not exactly sure what this is all about right here. We're going to look into that. But you can see it's got the dyna box on it right here. And I think it's called like the Dyna 2 or something like that. But anyway, it's got the dyna ignition, and it's all chrome here. The chrome is okay-ish. It's not horrible, but it's not perfect. So we're going to put the carburetors back on it, and we're probably going to put some new fasteners here. Now, I didn't see any broken fins, so we're probably going to take some of the stuff off of it just to make it look more of a stock bike. I don't know if we're going to put the new turnstiles on it and stuff. What happened was, when they got it, they trimmed it down, and they made a custom little inner fender for it. Then they mounted a taillight behind it. Now the body sets over here is pretty decent. This is the rear fender. This is the inner fender. Well, actually, it's a rear chrome fender that goes on the back of it. And then they have a mount, and this goes to the back of the frame with this little tiny taillight here. Now, this is pretty popular back in the 80s and 70s. Body set looks pretty cool. Still got the emblems and everything. A little rash here, but that's nothing bad to write home about. So there's the tank. Well, it's got the dyna ignition, which takes the box. So we are not real familiar with this stuff. We're mainly into genuine things, but we're gonna get her dialed in and see what's happening. As they had a set of shocks off a Harley on it, we got it was chrome. So someone put this big pad on here. Don't know what's going to be happening there for sure. But Everything else looks like it's pretty decent. As you can see, they've got some risers on it and stuff. They're a little different. So we're gonna probably put the stock caps back on there with stock bolts and get rid of that kind of stuff. And then the face of the speedometer is busted, so we're gonna try to do a little something there with it. So we hope to have this run in the next couple days. We're gonna have to rebuild the carburetors and stuff, but at least we just got them here for temporary. So we're gonna fire it up and see if it runs or not. Chokes on. Well, we got a good motor, we got a good transmission, charging system works, and the front and rear brakes work. So we got something good to build on here. There's more information on the copper mag KZ1000 LTD. We noticed it had some oil leaks and stuff after we got it running. So if you look at my finger right here, that's motor oil. So we are going to replace this gasket over here behind it. There's a seal on the inside. And we're going to go to the microfiche reader just to make sure that it's not missing anything inside here. But anyway, we're going to fix this seal. We're going to fix this. And if you look right here, this is we're going to replace this gasket here. This is kind of gooned. And we noticed some oil coming out. So if you look over here, they have this silly putty or whatever here. Okay, we're getting rid of all that. We're not really big on silicone, because silicone comes from sand actually. So we're going to put one of our stator grommets in there. So here's where it goes. So we're going to have to repair the harness and probably put new wires in here, new yellow wires. And then we're going to put the new plug in here, and we're going to get rid of all this goop. We don't recommend this, because if ever it gets in the motor or something, it causes nothing but problems. Fortunately, we didn't notice any in there so far as where we've been, but we just want to tell you that this is not really good. So we're going to fix that, and then we're putting a stock set of carburetors together for it. And this is before I had talked about these motorcycles with the silencer right here. This is the silencer combined. Like, this is the screen and this is the foam right here. This, what looks like foam underneath the holes, that's the silencer. This is the one that's shallow, where we still call this a oil pump cover, but there's no oil pump underneath it like was on the 73 and 74 Z1. So just thought we'd show you some of that stuff. And we're gonna put the proper lock on here and everything, put all new stuff on here. And this sprocket is very, very salvageable. Now, it's a reproduction sprocket, so it's not genuine. So that's why we want to make sure everything is aligned and stuff, because 78 was a transition year for some of this stuff. I'm not big on 78s because I don't know much about them, but if I do recall, 78 had some special stuff in here, so we're gonna get the microfiche out and we're gonna check that out. We had noticed that when we got this motorcycle, that this countershaft sprocket nut was loose. Okay, and then we saw some wear in the bushing, and as I said earlier, we suspected an oil leak here at the shaft. Okay, so here's our oil leak. Here and here, all around. So it's leaking out of the seal. And also we noticed on the inside cover that the screws have been being rubbed by the chain. You can see that one's been ground on, this one's been ground on. Okay, well there's a reason for that. The bearing inside the main shaft of the transmission, this is called the main shaft even though the countershaft sprocket bolts to it. The bearing's missing some balls. So we don't know what the deal is. However, to fix this problem, the motor's gotta come out. We gotta split the cases to find out what's happening. And because of the leak, this is why it was leaking, because, can you hear that noise? There's a lot of play there. So obviously the bearing is busted, so. But we gotta find out where the balls went. We have to know. We can't sell it without finding out. We can take the motor out and put it upside down and pull this bottom pan off, or the bottom case off, so we can get to it from the one side. So, like we always tell you, when you buy these bikes, it's best to buy them off somebody you know, because it's okay for us to buy them like this, but we can't sell them like this. So we're gonna fix this up and see where we're at with it. So we'll keep you posted on the damage. But it is going to take definitely all the bottom end gaskets and the seals and everything. So we're going to make it right, but we just kind of wanted to show you this. So sometimes you can get buried in that stuff. As you can see right here, we've taken another frame section and welded it onto this one here. So we slugged it here and welded it shut here. So now I'll be able to put turn signals on it and everything. I'll keep in mind, we're going to detail this and get the paint off all the bolts and everything before we do anything. However, we just wanted to, our main purpose to build this bike is a nice everyday rider that the end customer can do what he wants with it, whether it's make a cafe racer out of it or restore it or whatever, but at least we have the footwork done and it'll be a good running engine and everything. We also repainted the engine, which we'll talk about a little bit. Okay, we have a frame here that's just totally bent like a pretzel. You can see the bars are all high and looks like they got hit. But it didn't do any damage to the rear end here. So what we did was we cut it off right here and we just grafted the other piece onto the bike that we have in that we're building in the other room. So just kind of show you what can be done and what we do and stuff like that. And there's still some good parts left on this frame. We don't dare throw it away yet, but there's always, you got these tabs here or the muffler tabs down here. So we're gonna throw this back out to our storage facility, but just thought we'd kind of show you what we do here. Okay, and here's the engine. It had some paint coming off it and everything, so we wound up kind of touching this one up a little bit. So the black looks pretty good with the chrome. However, this is a good heart for an engine because we fixed the transmission bearing. We had the bottom of the motor off. And it didn't look too bad. So we're gonna have to take off this cam cover before we put it back in, just for clearance reasons. And we've got, we're detailing the bolts out here and everything. So this is gonna be a good looking piece. This is a nice everyday rider, or it'd be a really good bike for someone to build something really, really cool out of if they so desired. So we decided that we had to make it look better, so we wound up putting a stock used rear fender on it, a stock used taillight assembly on it. This is all genuine stuff. And then here's the tail section mounted to it. And we decided, since we fixed the frame, no use wasting that without putting turn signals on it. So the bike's coming along pretty good. Actually, we got the covers back on it. We're gonna file off some paint here to make it look like a 73. A lot of people like the filing on the ends of it to give it that accent. Got the breather cap on it. All the covers are on it. Everything's looking pretty good. The back brake seems to work pretty good as it is. The chain guard and everything is on. It's all nice. Turn signal on this side. Some of the stuff has a little patina to it, but it's looking pretty good. We're going to button up some wiring here. And I don't know what we're going to do about Bigfoot here, but we've got a pad here. Came on the bike. It kind of matches. I don't know where we're going to go with that for sure. And we have, of course, the replated bolts and everything. And we're going to put the proper starter motor in it with 2 bolts so we can properly mount the bracket to it. And then we have over here, we have a kit now. Now, before we used to have to supply our own wire and everything. But now, this is the grommet we were talking about right here, where they always leak. So now we have a kit that comes with the wiring harness with it. This is from the Dormy collection in Japan, and it already has the new plug and everything. So this saves a lot of time, and we offer these for sale here at Johnny's. So looks like you might like that. For the harness and the plug, you're looking somewhere around $50, but it's a what a value. You can't make this for that kind of money with the plug. So anyway, we're making a little more progress. So soon to be continued. Got a different set of bars on it. We're going to put a different speedometer on it to kind of dress it up a little bit and kind of see where we go with it. But I hope you like what you see so far. And Kenny's got a little tech tip for you guys out there that what he likes to do. He's going to show you how he puts the dyno cover on. Being this is magnetic, so he's going to talk to you about it.
Yeah, when you get the cover ready to go on and you got the gasket here, trying to make it line up with all the holes and not mess up the gasket, I simply put in some studs in like 2 or 3 places around the gasket surface, like this. Then slide the gasket on. Then grab your cover. This is not really ready to go on, but I'll just show you anyway. And you can easily line that up, line this up, slide it right on. The gasket isn't damaged, and you got a good, nice fit.
Right. That's not good for us because we'd rather the gasket sell more gaskets. But if you use his tip here, it goes a lot easier. And you won't do that.
This is the second gasket. I tore the first one.
Okay, this is the Copper Mag KZ1000 LTD 78, and we're going to be offering here on eBay. We have a low-cost shipping available between Ohio and Florida the first week of March area. We'll be attending the bike week. The bike has 33,964 miles on it. As you can see in our videos, we showed you everything we've done to it. It has fresh oil change, a bunch of new engine gaskets. We installed a point system in it. Gone through the brakes. It's kind of a cold-blooded bike, but it's kind of cold outside, so we're going to fire it up for you. Bike seems to run pretty good, but it takes a while to get it operating temperature running good. Okay, there's snow on the ground here, and as you can see, there's steam coming out of my mouth, so it's really cold here. So we will not be test driving it today, but we did check the transmission a while back. And you'll see, as you can see in the video, the transmission does work. The bike's pretty clean. It's got progressive shocks on it. The new Kenda RetroActive Tires. The carburetors have been gone through. It's got the K&N filters. Got a Vance & Hines pipe. The chrome's not perfect, but it's nice. The bike's got a lot of nice curb appeal to it. So this would be a good one to kind of ride as is, or this would be a good one to possibly redo and make it the way you want it. Nice custom piece. We're gonna have low-cost shipping available between Ohio and Florida the first week of March. So if there's any interest, let us know. Okay, thanks. Make motorcycles great again. Woo!